All right, some of y'all are ready to move on to the ACT reading corrections. Some of you aren't. You're still working on the English. That's fine. Just keep working on them. You need to try to get those done by the end of the class period today so you can convert over to reading tomorrow. I plan on giving you 2 class periods to do reading corrections, which would be Friday and Monday. All right, so these are very different from the English. I will have this posted on Google Classroom today, but before I go home today, I'll have this up there. But I want to go over it with you. And so those of you will be watching the video from home, you will have this open looking at it while I'm talking about it. For you in class, you can see it here on the board. Everybody see it? I blew it up as big as I could so everybody could see it. All right, like I said, it's a little different. Well, it's a lot different. Let me just rephrase. It's a lot different. We're going to look at a sample question that you missed, okay? But here's the thing. Here are the directions. You turn your selected questions, and I'll tell you what I mean by selected. You select the ones you missed that are not exempt. Some questions you don't need to do this for, and on this test, it's these questions here. 2, 13, 24, 29, 38, and 39 are all exempt from this kind of correction. If you missed one of these exempt questions, then it's one of those you write out why you missed it. They're mainly like vocabulary type word, questions and something like that you don't really need to do this on. The other ones, if you missed, you take, on this example, you missed number 5, okay? 5 said, which of the following best elucidates the relationship between the first and second paragraphs? The correct answer was B. The second paragraph describes the effects of an issue raised in the first paragraph. Now let me scroll this down. Like I said, I want to freeze the thing up. Oh, there it goes. So what you're going to do is you take the main part of the question with the correct answer, and you may have to change the wording just a little to make it sound right, but anyway, and you make like a topic sentence out of that. You put those 2. This is the root of your question root, and the correct answer into one sentence. Okay? The relationship between the first and second paragraphs is best elucidated where the second paragraph describes the effects of an issue raised in the first paragraph. Now I have this like single underlined and double underlined and color coded because for years we did all this on paper, and I didn't ask them to like color code, but I told them they could with a highlighter if you wanted to, or you could underline. So it was single underline and double underline and all that kind of stuff. Since you guys are doing all this electronically, color coding it is easy. You don't have to worry about the underlining and all that. You can if you want to, but color coding is easy. So we put the stem, the root part of the question is called the stem and the right answer together to create our topic sentence. All right? Now, after that, whenever we're making an argument, we always have to have support, right? We are arguing that this is the right answer to that question because we know it is. Your bubble sheet shows you what you answered and it gives you the right answer both. So you know what the right answer is, all right? Now, here's where the fun part comes in. This is the difficult part, the time-consuming part, but now listen to what I'm about to say next. It's the most important part of what you will do. And that is, you will justify this answer from the text. Okay? You're writing an argumentative paragraph that has your topic sentence or your thesis, right? It has your evidence from the text, and on down I'm going to show you it has an explanation. Since this is the first time we're doing this, we're only going to do the first 2 parts. We're going to put this together for our topic sentence. We're going to combine our evidence and not go into lengthy explanation, which we'll do later, and especially on the AP exam, multiple choice, when we're doing this stuff. That's where we really expand it out. All right? But since this is the first time, I want everybody to get a feel for it. Now, for example, now that means what? Here's my what? My evidence. For example, the author argues neglect of expertise. You have to have quotes from the text integrated into your explanation, your answer. All right? Quotes. Leads to, quote, weakness of many other enterprises in science. Period, close quote. To support the argument, the writer lists, now we're getting into a little bit of explanation. You with me? It's not big, long, in depth, but it does have explanation. Isn't that what we do in every argumentative paragraph? We have a point, we have evidence, we have explanation, right? If you're in a push, you have to make your point, have evidence and explanation. If you're in science, you make your claim, you back it up with evidence and explanation. No matter what class you're in, folks, or what terminology they use, it's the same thing. Argumentative writing is argumentative writing. You're making an argument and supporting it with evidence and explaining your evidence, no matter what it's called. Some people call it reasoning. I think in science they call it reasoning. They call it what, CER or something like that? It's claim, evidence, and reasoning, right? Just C is claim in science, right? Okay. It's the same thing. The reasoning is just the explanation, right? So it's the same thing. We're not teaching you a whole new anything here, new paradigm of how to do stuff. It's all the same. Just some of the terms are not interchangeable, but they are, because we know they mean the same thing. All right. Do you see how to answer these? It's pretty in-depth. It requires a lot of work and a lot of focus, but it's extraordinarily important and will really, really help you on the ACT and on the AP multiple choice. Because these questions get really convoluted on the AP multiple choice, and going back and finding this evidence in the text is like finding gold. It takes work, you got to dig, but when you find it, it's really valuable. When you start, that starts clicking in your mind how to do this and what you're looking for. It's really valuable. What questions do you have for me? If you have questions, the folks watching this video at home are going to have the same questions, so let's hear them. Are we good? All right. I will go ahead and stop it, and we'll let you guys get back to work.